Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about a Batteryman deck profile for Mastery Rule 4. And what's most interesting is this deck is actually just not very good. But for a deck that's not very good, it's actually really powerful. This deck is a couple really good legacy support cards away from being tier 1. But let's get into the deck profile. 3 copies of Batteryman 9V. 3 copies of Batteryman Charger. 3 copies of Batteryman Fuel Cell. The Fuel Cell I go in and out on. The reason you want to run multiples is if you open Charger with Tribute Fodder, you can summon Charger, summon 9V, and then search Fuel Cell. And Fuel Cell's effect is special summon is once per turn, so you can just swarm the field with Fuel Cells. He does clog a little bit, because he doesn't really do anything by himself. Final Batteryman is 1 copy of Industrial Strength. I really like Microcell as a card, but just the flip effect is it just takes too long to get the flips going. If there was a way to maybe boost that up, boost the speed of Microcell up, that would be cool, but I can't justify running a flip effect monster. In Industrial Strength, I've never really seen a profile with him at more than 1, but I've actually never seen a profile without him. For some of the support cards, 3 copies of Battle Fader. I know, rip, only one of the Ultra versions. The reason I like Battle Fader is because kind of how you have to play this deck, because it isn't tier 1. I don't even think it's tier 2. It's probably like tier 3 at best. Is you have to slow the game down, kind of grind it out for a little bit, and then OTK your opponent. That's essentially how you play Batteryman, in my opinion. And Battle Fader is really good at slowing the game down because your opponent thinks he's got you. Then you summon Battle Fader. And what's also great about Battle Fader stays on the field, unlike Swift Scarecrow, so you can tribute him off for Batteryman Charger. 3 copies of Photon Thrasher. Photon Thrasher is a light target for Honest. He's a Rhoda target, even though Rhoda's not in here. But what's really cool about him is you can just special summon him and tribute him off for Charger if need be. You can normal summon 9V, get a search, and then make like a Giant Hand or a Bistro or something like that. Or maybe you make a Link 2 monster. Photon Thrasher's got a lot of really strong plays that he has capable of. 3 copies of Honest. I know, I'm so cheap. I don't have the Ghost Rare version of Honest. I'm messing up. No, this card going to 3 was actually a huge boost. When this card was at 2, I wasn't really running it because it just didn't really seem worth. But now that it's at 3, you're almost always guaranteed to have it. So you're almost always guaranteed that any monster your opponent summons, you're going to be able to out, because the entire deck, other than Battle Fader and Gofu and Max C, are light monsters. So it's like, other than cards that you're not going to attack with, you're going to be attacking with Honest. And a lot of the extra deck is light monsters as well. So Honest is just super strong. As you may have guessed from the title, I'm running artifacts. This is after all Batteryfacts. So I'm running a minor artifact engine in here. 2 copies of Artifact Scythe, 1 copy of Artifact Mortal Tech. What's really cool about artifacts is that you can use them as tribute fodder for Charger. There's 1. But it's also, they're a light level 5 monster. So you can make Constellar Pallades. You can make Artifact Arundel, obviously, with Charger. So there's more synergy just than the fact that these can be used as tribute fodder and they slow the game down. But that's it for the artifacts. Nothing too heavy there. 1 copy of Gemini Turbulent, because I am running Brilliant Fusion. 1 copy of Gofu, because he's at 1. I would actually strongly recommend running this at 3 if it was at 3, because he is a level 5. You can do some Ultimate Zolkin plays with him. You know, you can get free Link monsters with him. Like, he's just a really good card. Unfortunately, he's only at 1, so you have to run him at 1. Final monster of the deck, Maxi. That's it for the monsters. Let's get to the spells. 3 copies of Brilliant Fusion. There's absolutely no reason to not run this card in this deck. I don't even know if you can play this deck in a very good way without Brilliant Fusion. 1 copy of Monarch Stormforce. It's unfortunate this card is at 1. If this card was at 3, it'd definitely be a 3 of. I think you could even run it with Brilliant Fusion because it is that powerful of a card. Like, the fact that you can Stormforth over an opponent's monster, summon Charger, get 2 more monsters onto the field, essentially, if you go 9V for Fuel Cell, all because you Stormforth, that's just so powerful. 1 copy of Dark Hulk is at 1. That could easily be Raigeki, though. 1 copy of Soul Charge, because I like going first with this deck. Set up a really good board, and Soul Charge is super strong going first. Final spells of the deck. 3 copies of Scapegoat. Now, this is the first build I've ever ran Scapegoat with, and every time I've been playtesting it, it's been super, super strong. You can use the tokens, obviously, as tribute fodder. It can be another form of Battle Fader and save you, but you can also use them as Link material as well, which is super strong. You can summon Link Spider, summon Mrs. Radiance. But that's it for the spells. For the traps, not a whole lot of traps. 2 Artifact Sanctum, like I mentioned before. 1 Solemn Warning. In my opinion, Solemn Warning is the best trap in the game. And then 3 copies of Call the Haunted. There's a couple of targets for Call the Haunted. The obvious targets are Artifact Scythe. You Call the Haunted, or I know the only one, Gold Rare. But you Call the Haunted, Artifact Scythe, shut your opponent's extra deck. But really, the reason I'm running Call the Haunted in here is not only to push for game for even further, but also the fact that you activate Call the Haunted, you summon 9-volt, you get a search. So you can search during your opponent's turn, essentially, if you Call the Haunted 9-volt, and 9-volt's not going to die during your opponent's turn, because he dies during your end phase, which is super duper strong, super duper powerful. You're probably wondering, I mentioned Microcell while he wasn't in here, but you're probably wondering why there's no AAA in Infernal Reckless Summoning. I really don't like that. It's just, you need to open Charger with Tribute Fodder and Infernal Reckless Summoning just to get that all off, and that's way too circumstantial. I'm not running Short Circuit or Battery Charger. You will have a lot of situations where you draw them instead of drawing good cards, in my opinion. If Short Circuit and Battery Charger ever become searchable, I would definitely love to include them in the deck. I love playing those cards, but I just don't think they're consistent enough in 2017. I want to run more rank 5s, more rank 4s, more Link Monsters, and more rank 6s. Like, I want to run more of everything, but I just can't. But let's get into the monsters. You need Gemini Seraphonite. You need Decode Talker. You don't need Mrs. Radiant. I just really like Mrs. Radiant because Gofu and Scapegoat can both make Mrs. Radiant pretty easy. Proxy Dragon. Double Link Spider. I might cut these for some rank 6s. Because there's a lot of rank 6s I kind of want to run. One Photon Strike Bouncer. He's actually the only rank 6 in the deck. Volcasaurus. Durandal. And like I already mentioned, Pallades for the rank 5s. Gaia Dragon, in case I do some Photon, in case I do Volcasaurus, Gaia for game. And then for the rank 4s, Kachi Kochi. I actually like this guy better than Gagaga Samurai, because it says when you destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can detach material attack again. So he's essentially Gagaga Samurai with more attack, in my opinion. Cowboy for game, because you never know, and Dweller and Giant Hand for going first. And that is it for the deck profile. Batteryman. I also got these 4 tokens. I really need to get nicer tokens, but these are the ones, like, first 4 I could find. But that's it for the deck profile. Click that like button, click that subscribe button, guys. But most importantly, have a good day.